BJ? Hope you're alright. Sitting in a hospital. It's never a good thing. Jeez, a car crash. That's terrible. Well, I hope you're alright. Well, welcome along everyone to the final round of the Formula 2 season for the inaugural season as well. From FNL1 eSports, I'm Josh Gahan, your commentator and broadcaster from Demo 1 Garage. And we're going to bring you all the action tonight, the stream. And the one-shot qualifying is just about to get underway. But before we do that, let's go over things very, very quickly as they stand right now in the championship. This is how things stand after all 11 seasons of run. BP from the F1 is on top, but our fastest new driver would seem to be Lukey. We'll see what happens tonight with the order of things and how things work out for the rest of the team. But we are at the Circuit of the Americas. Let's take you through the map very, very quickly. Start-finish line. Big, long, straight uphill to turn 1. 2 DRS zones for them to utilize. 20 corners. 10 go left, 10 go right. And it will be the driver that can maximize the run up to turn 1, break the latest that will gain the most off the start of the line, but they're all going to have to be quite careful not to run into each other. It's quite a narrow circuit where it wants to be. Well, let's get into it. My name is Josh Gahan, and this is qualifying, just about to get underway. It's one-shot qualifying. Oh no! Oh, Flyswater's done himself a disservice there and crashed out of turn 1. We've got a few new guys driving tonight. The F1 drivers have decided not to qualify, therefore to give the F2 guys a shot up the front, and this could really mix things up as a final. The season's all pretty much done and dusted, but it's still up to the F2s to see who can win down in the lower order in their amateur season. But I'm glad you're all okay. James and BJ. At the moment, it's Lukey D on top. Quite a decent lap from him at the moment. It's switching between him and Denos. Denos 1984 just got ahead, and he's now looking like the favourite to be leading this race before we come into the end of it here at COTA. Coming up to the last final few corners now, last sector for Denos. Lukey and Denos are not separated by much at all. Major Dan's a little ways back. You can see he's almost a corner behind these two. So it's definitely going to be between Lukey and Denos. Denos out wide, open up the corner map, possibly. We'll have to be careful of that. Track limits come the run. Denos is a D-pad king, apparently. Anyway, let's see what happens. It was Lukey on top with a 148.133, and that will be the pole sitter's time tonight. Denos in second there, not too far behind at all. And then it was Major Dan coming up behind, and then Andrew. And what a race we've got ahead of ourselves. 2 races tonight. And as you can see, the chat's been fixed. We can talk. Everyone can talk to each other. Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. You can all have a chat now. I don't know what happened. It just fixed itself. So I'm glad that happened. But there is your order for the start of the race number 1. Wardy Chill, I think we saw go around at the start. And yeah, couldn't continue. We'll start at the back of the grid. Go, Lukey. Go, Lukey, says Zen. And don't forget, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch each time we go live. So you can pick your favourite platform. Mix is coming. So if you're a Mixer fan, it's coming. I don't know when, but it's going to come. Maybe we'll need to do an announcement video like all the big streamers have done out there. Ninja and Shroud, mainly. Hopefully Mixer can pick us up for a multi-million-dollar deal, and we'll do it exclusively if we have to. Anyway, this is how things stand. It's taking a little bit at the moment, sitting on this screen, so hopefully everything's okay in the game world. But yeah, that is how things look to be. Lukey on top from Denoz, and it's going to be a very close battle, I think, between those two. But you must remember, all the F1 guys there with no time are quick themselves. They've got some drivers they've got to navigate through tonight. So it's going to really mix things up. Before then, we get back to a reverse grid race for the sprint race, race number 2. And that will again make this thing a overtake fest. I have a feeling, though, that the game has sort of crashed. Lukey's left. Hopefully Lukey can get back in. That's unfortunate. There is a formation lap. So Lukey will have time. And yeah, things are looking up. The game finally got its act together and is now loading. But we're here at Circuit of the Americas. We were here last week with the Formula 1 and we saw a very intriguing race happen at the front. And I'd imagine we're going to see a similar type of race battle out here tonight. We've got 2 races, don't forget. So don't forget, after the end of this one, there's one more to go. So if you like the action you saw, it's going to be just as exciting, I'd imagine. Some predictions. Dan might not make it past the first lap. You did, I think, yeah, you got to just keep it calm on the commentator's curse there, Zen. Hopefully Lukey can get back in, though, because, yeah, it's one of those things. We've been talking a lot lately. It happened in the SFR GT Challenge. A lot of you guys probably might see that stuff on the channel here. We had the race leader in that race disconnect. And we sort of liken it to an engine failure, if not, you know, something like that, braking on your car in esports. It happened to the leader of a Forza Horizon race where he was going on to qualify for a race worth $250,000. He disconnected from that and subsequently didn't qualify. So, yeah, it's one of those esport things that I think we can sort of chalk up as a engine failure, as like compare it to that anyway. But it's interesting. Esports in its sort of sim sports in its infancy, the way it is, how this beat is handled in leagues like our own, plus the big stakes as well. But we got a good view of the pit lane there, so I've figured out a glitch if we want to see the pit lane for the whole race. Get the pole sitter to disconnect before they load up. That was interesting. So we'll see what happens here, Zan. I'm sure you're on the blower to them, getting things working out. But this is the grid, all 11 drivers. There should be 12. I think Lukey's back, possibly. No, he's still in the pits. So hopefully he can get back out. But if you've just joined us, welcome along to this race. We're here at Circuit of the Americas. My name is Josh Gahan, your commentator for this evening. And it was Lukey D who won the top spot. He's disconnected. We might have to do a restart. Formation lap is under the way though. We're about to get into this one. Here at Circuit of the Americas. Live on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. And if you haven't already, don't forget you can show your support and love by subscribing. If you're on YouTube, I've just discovered if you want to see everything we do and you hit the bell, there's a personalized option. But if you want to see everything, you've got to hit all content. So if you don't want to miss a notification, I'd suggest you do that on Facebook or the likes. I think if you just hit like, you'll follow and get notifications regardless. Twitch, I have absolutely no idea if you're a fan on Twitch. I think it just lets you know if you've got the app on your phone or your computer, whatever it is. Simple over there. Mixer, I don't know how that works. We'll find out when we do it. Yeah, Lukey's back. Looks like he could be starting from the pit lane. But as this formation lap comes to a conclusion, it's almost time to get the cars rolling and the grid started. Here they go. Drivers have all got themselves a spot on the front row. And it's the final round of the first season. And it's lights out and we're racing here at Circuit of the Americas. It's Lukey D. I don't know if he's gotten back in. It's definitely X1 who's up the top there, squeezing into the first turn. There's a bit of contact with some of the drivers. Might get involved with that. He's not going to be too happy about that. He's down in 4th place as we speak. Fly Swatter in behind. Crazy Kiwi taking the tow, and he's looking for a way through. This BP just squeezed around the outside of him, and Kiwi looks like he's taking things quite easy on this first lap. Not surprising at all. Tyres, there we go. We've got the medium and the super soft tyre in effect right now. Remember, they've got to use 2 different compounds, so mandatory pit stop for all of them. In the middle of the field right now, 3 wide at some points. Kiwi now falling back a little bit further. He's on the medium tyre, and he's going to have to look after that. And he's going to be wanting to finish this race on the quicker tyre, the super soft. Drivers right now making their way down the back straight, and we're with Andrew HRT at the moment, who is just navigating his way through. That's Wardy Chill chucking one up the side there. I don't know if there's a little bit of contact, but they got away with that for now. Damage is a little bit on the lenient side, so he'll get away with that one. But if that was in the big leagues, there could be some serious floor damage, let alone some end plates missing after a move like that. He'll have to settle things down as we're into the first lap of 16 here. And BP up against Mike, one of the 2 Formula 1 heavyweights right now, fighting up against each other. And you can see the speed difference, let alone the difference in the way these cars look on track. There's a yellow in Sector 3. I don't know if we've lost somebody. There's Swatter there next to some new drivers I haven't heard. I'm just going to call him Not tonight. Not up side by side, squeezing out Swatter onto the outer edges of the track limits, and he squeezes in the apex there at turn 1. That wasn't Kiwi, that was X13. We spun around, we saw him just in the background of that frame. Don't know if he was helped on or anything. Wardy Chill's coming up behind him as well, and Lukey D still yet to join in. That's such a shame. He done really well to get to the top of this list. And BP, unsurprisingly, up in second. He's gotten around Mike after that catastrophic event for X13, and Not right now is in 4th place. 5th place down for Swatter, and Kiwi will be looking to move forward as he's currently in 6th. Oh, Not's Marcus. All right, well, there you go. Thank you, Craig. So yeah, Marcus Watson making return this evening in the Formula 2. This will be very interesting, actually. We'll see how Marcus can do his thing. On board with Kiwis. He's chasing down Swatter here. Catches up under braking a little bit, not surprising. The field at the moment separated by a little bit of time. And X13, I think, is under the pump right now from Wardy Chill. He chucks it up the inside. He tried everything there. The brake's glowing hot. He wanted to get the car stopped. Oh, someone else has had an issue. That's Andrew. That's causing a little bit of a a bit of an issue for the back markers as they try to navigate their way around the stranded car out there on the edge of the track limits again. Fastest lap from BP, unsurprisingly. Always one of the quicker drivers here on board with Kiwi as he runs up behind Swatter towards turn 1. On the brakes hard again, getting the apex there nicely. That's a critical corner to get right, especially get your turn in correct. These Formula 2s suffer understeer, I hear, quite dramatically. Kiwi looking a little bit feisty through here, and he wants to make a move on Swatter quickly. I don't know if he's being held up through some of these slower sections. Inside line for him now, the switch over. Kiwi, I think, orchestrated that one perfectly. Swatter wasn't able to recover from that one, and he's going to now have to put up a fight if he wants to get back into 5th place. Kiwi now occupying the space. Swatter up beside him. And unsurprisingly, he's gone for the move. And he's now on the outside on the back straight as we run up. BP now takes the lead of this race. Denoz down into 2nd. Battle raging here at the moment. DRS for Swatter, and that's what's definitely helped pull him along to get the lead. There's not driving in the Formula 2s tonight, Marcus Watson, and he's now chasing down Mike. So once Marcus gets up behind Mike here, I think we're going to have a good battle on our hands, and we'll see if we'll see what happens. Denoz, though, now having to chase back up the BP. BP obviously dominating Formula 1 and Formula 2 at the moment, and he's put in the time in the hours, and it's clearly paying off. BP telling us he enjoys the Formula 2s as well. He likes how they handle, and he likes the overall feel of everything. This is Mike, who's giving chase down in the final podium position, and it's not who is... you're going to have to ask him, Craig, how we actually... Do you know how to pronounce not equal? Is that what he's going for there? That's what I'd imagine it is. But yeah, if you can find that out, Craig, that'll be very interesting. Yeah, a lot of the... That's the funny thing with PlayStation names and Xbox names. Everybody changes their gamer tags on me all the time, and I usually forget who it is. So, if you are a race car driver with a league that has a commentator and they stream it, make things easy for your commentator and just keep the same name. Because he's probably just learnt your real name, and now you've gone and changed your racing name on him. Anyway, I think that's life as a esports commentator, I'd imagine. Just got to get used to these things. Comes with the territory. On board with Breeden as he chases down Fly Swatter. He's just inside, was just outside DRS for this 2nd DRS zone on the circuit. But if Breeden can keep this pace up, he'll be back up behind Swatter in no time. Oh, a little bit wide from Breeden. He's going to need to be a little bit more careful next time. That's going to lose him some time, if not any work he's done to catch up. Kiwi now will be worrying about those two in behind, but it's not equal. We're going to go with not equal up behind Mike right now. And you can see Mike, I think, is pulling in Denoz at a rate of knots. Not equal on the super soft. Mike on the medium. So we've got a range of tyre strategies at the moment. Remember, they've got to pit and change compound. They've got to use the 2 different compounds, unless it's raining, of course. But it's not doing that right now. It's a nice sunny day. On board with Not. You can see these 3 right now are about to come together, and it's going to create a very interesting situation on the circuit. And I, for one, want to see what unfolds. Well, you're not wrong, Zen. It is definitely time for the popcorn as well. Look at this. They're closed right in really, really closely now. And it's not equal who's within striking distance of Mike. And Mike, I don't know if he's got the pace to get Denos at the moment, but I definitely imagine not equal will be sizing up his opponent and looking for the next opportunity. He's got a little way over 2/3 of the race remaining, so he doesn't have to rush it, but I imagine if it comes to him, he's going to use it. There goes the DRS actuator on Mike's back wing. He's flicked that open. There's a car next to him. It's a pink one. It's not equal. They're coming into the braking zone now. Mike's going to have to delay the turn in. Oh, and he's gone wide as well. The switchover worked perfectly for Not. And now Mike is sitting in 4th place. Are those medium tyres not working as intended right now with not equal on the super soft? He has the quicker one. He needs to quickly get around Denos, and I think Mike will have a harder, if not a longer time of making a move on Denos here. But a great little move from Marcus. Will not equal. And you can see, is Denos going into the pits here? He is. He's sliced off. And we've got our first pit sit-up for this one on the super soft tyre. Let's see where Not Equal's tyres are sitting at the moment. He's from past experience with Marcus. He's usually really good on tyre consumption. And the smooth inputs there helping him make those tyres last a little bit longer than what some of the more rookie drivers might be able to get out of them. And at the moment here, he's making the most of it. And he's putting it on a race here between Mike. This is spicing up to be quite a race here. That just took a long time to change camera angle there. I was hoping we didn't have an issue with Marcus, but he's come around. Breed in here. He was closer to Warty Chill than that before, but it looks like things have dropped off suddenly. As they got into the twisty part of the circuit. Breed in there struggling possibly with grip. Hey Joe, what's a cracking, man? Second time around for you, Joe. This isn't Formula 1, Joe. This is Formula 2. But it's just as exciting when they can do it like that. Here's Mike in 3rd. And this is the race we're interested in. The one between Not Equal and Mike right now. Mike on the harder compound, so he'll be able to run a lot longer. So the question everyone will be asking is when is Not going to pit? And is the undercut going to be effective for Mike here at the moment? That will be the long, long question. In the race 2 coming up straight after this one, the sprint race, there is no pit stops required. But a little bit of strategy here at the moment might be Marcus's advantage. There he goes. Not is in. And Mike can continue on with his race pace right now and move up to 2nd place. He's not going to catch BP, I don't think. BP is far too quick. And he's beating everybody at this Formula 2 game. Not Equal. There he is in the pit lane. Significantly less personnel working on the cars than the Formula 1. But still, a good effort from them. And out he comes. Breed in is also in the pits as well. So the Super Softs looks like they're good for about 6 to 7 laps. There's Breed in. Denos comes out. He sees Not Equal on his left-hand side. They're going to meet at the apex of the corner. Possibly. I think Not Equal got ahead then. He did. You can see Denos. His red and white car. His Dallara chassis in behind, but he's got him around the outside. That was a good move from Denos. Using his grip advantage to full effect on Not Equal. And I don't think he's going to enjoy that too much because he's got a race going with Mike later on. Not sure why the blue flags are being flashed. None of these guys are on a back lap. Yeah, it's a good point, Zen. You can see Not Equal's got the power down there. He got out of the corner significantly quicker. The traction a lot better and a lot more confidence. Getting on the power a lot sooner. He gets 7th place and he puts Denos back down to 8th right now. DRS as well. So he was in behind Denos at the detection zone and he was able to use that to help him fly past him and possibly make up some time on Mike, because they're definitely racing each other right now. This is Denos. Oh, I don't think he's got that one right. A little bit wide from Denos then. It doesn't look like track limits. Oh, that's a big cut, Denos. That's a huge cut there. That's a very liberal use. So track limits, it is a thing. Oh, look at the car slide through there. I don't know if he's just struggling to get them up to temp, or he's turning. He's a little bit too aggressive, going too quickly. But you can see massive understeer then. Wardy Chill comes out on the mediums. Breedin coming down the front straight now. I'm surprised Breedin's so far down in ninth right now. He hasn't had the race. Oh, led again. He has also entered the pits a few laps ago, so he's definitely racing a few meters ahead of some of these guys. Wardy Chill comes out in 9th place. We actually just got ahead of Breedin there, but he didn't get the turn in the way he'd like, and he's gone very wide out of 1. And Breedin's been released. Lukey D, our pole sitter, wasn't able to rejoin in race 1. Hopefully he can have a crack at race 2. Just want to see the kind of pace he's got. Halfway through right now, and it's this man, BPV8, unsurprisingly leading. He's also leading the Formula 2 in the pro standings, you could say. In the rookie standings, I think it's Lukey. So, very, very interesting. Lukey could be on to win his amateur season in the Formula 2 in this final round. It's Mike up in 2nd right now. He's 11 seconds behind BP. And remember, he is racing not equal. He is yet to take a pit stop and get onto those super soft tyres at the end, which is where he'll have all the pace. He'll have less fuel on board. He'll be a little bit lighter, and he'll have the faster tyre. But it's these important lap times right now, which is important for Mike to get the undercut to work. Crazy Kiwi occupies 3rd place, but I think after everything, he's probably sitting around 4th or 5th. There's Fly Swatter still a fair distance behind, and it's not equal right now, catching the back of Major Dan. And Major Dan doesn't really know where he wants to go to block the move. He hasn't really put much effort into fighting that one. I think he knows the inevitable is the inevitable. Lets it happen. And X13, or Major Dan, just took that one on the chin. And he's going to let Not Equal go. Not Equal now catching up to Fly Swatter. We've seen some accidents through these S's in the Formula 1s. It's pretty easy to lose your back end if you haven't got the aerodynamic grip, or you're a little bit too aggressive on the steering input. So Not Equal doing a good job then. And Denos giving chase as well. Denos is within striking distance here, and he could possibly be making a move on Major Dan within a lap or 2. You see he's not too far away, 1.5 seconds. He's outside DRS zone for DRS down here. There's the DRS point on the right. That white line you saw as well. That's where they get activated if they're being within a second at the detection point, which is a few meters behind that. Fastest lap again from BP. Again, not surprised. Leading rookie at the moment, Sean, would have to be Lukey. He's definitely, I think he's sitting about 4th place, something like that. Let's have a look. Lukey is, yeah, the leading one. And then it'd go Little Black. And then Denos. So Denos is about sitting 3rd overall in the amateurs. So Denos is looking for a good finish here tonight. Major Dan is actually just behind him, so this is technically the battle for 3rd and 4th in the amateur situation. They're only separated by 2 points. Having a look. No, 14 points. I don't know. It's not that much actually. I was looking at the timing screens and I couldn't quite work out what happened then. Denos there squeezed himself in the inside of Major Dan. Oh, what happened then? Major Dan sort of just come to a complete stop. I think the overtake off track was probably what it was. Let's see if we can't go back and take a look. This was the move coming up. Was it all off track? Oh, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. That was pretty much all off track. So, readdressing that one. Good race etiquette there from Denos. Like to see that. So he's avoided a penalty afterwards, because we could see all four wheels were off the track when he made the overtake, and you can't make an overtake off track. Don't forget, if you want to get involved in Formula 2 in Season 2, it's going to be up and running. We'd love to see a full grid, if not maybe even 2 divisions, if we can do 2 full grids. So if you are interested, go to FNL1 eSports.com, join the Discord server, and let us know your name, what you're into, and we'll work things out for Season 2. We'll get the details out to the public once we know them. But we want to be doing a Season 2. Probably won't start until after Christmas, but we can probably do some exhibition races, if not Formula 1 as well, if you want to get into that. So we'd love to have you around and evaluate your skill set for Season 2. Denos here, under braking hard. He's got up beside X13. Wants to get on the power a little bit quicker. X13 a little bit sloppy and slow. And that, I think, hurt Denos' chances there of making a move. Not equal right now, up into 5th place. He's 1 second behind Fly Swatter. It's not going to be long before that man overtakes Swatter. But a little battle happening here. Too bad we can't keep eyes on both events, because this is what's happening here. Not equal. We've gone a little bit further up the field. 5th to 4th right now. DRS. He was in the detection zone. There's the wing. It opens up to create less drag on the cars, letting them slip through the air a little bit quicker. And Not equal, using it. Under brakes now. Chucks it in there. Stamps on the braking pedal. And he's got that one done. He's in 4th place right now. And I must say, Not equal, since we've last seen him, his overtakes have improved somewhat. He's always been quite feisty and ready to go for one. But we'll have to give some credit there. He's worked on them, because he made them work. And he made them work cleanly as well, which is good to see. Not equal in 4th right now. The battle between him and Mike. Mike's up into 2nd. So this is for an overall podium position. 2nd and 3rd. I don't know if Crazy Kiwi can pull anything out of it. Mike is in the pits right now and he's coming out. Not equal's coming down the front straight. This is going to be very close. Not equal. The above head shot. Is that Mike? There it is. And he's got him. The undercut didn't quite work. But now with track position, Not has the advantage. Mike has the tyre advantage. And now it's a race to the end. 4 laps to go. And Mike needs to push the pedal to the metal, and he needs to do it quickly. Yeah, Sean, too long. Absolutely too long. I don't know how long exactly. 25 seconds, something like that. 30 seconds. Because they are, obviously they don't have 20 million people working on the car like in F1. But this is the race right now, and Mike will fancy a go. And he'll know he'll have it within him with the better compound. He'll have superior grip through the corners. And he needs to use that here. DRS now. Not equal. He's going to have to fight that somehow. Slingshot engage for Mike. Number 4 there. Pulling Marcus in the pink car. BP once again. Upping the fastest times. But with 4 to go here. This is the uncertainty. Who sits 2nd and who will sit 3rd? You never know with these two, and it's so good to see Marcus back and racing with us again. And Mike gets the move on him. Not equal, gets a little bit happy on the gas pedal. Slips the back end out there. That's going to lose him time. And Mike's going to love that he's done that. Forced him into the pressure there. Not equal right now in the pressure cooker. Can he calm those nerves right now and work on a winning overtake to take back second spot? More popcorns then. That's what I want to hear. Up into turn 1. He's not quite there yet. Sorry being so jagged through the field. But this is Fly Swatter in Breeding. If Codemasters will let me select the car I want to select instead of having to go through them one by one, it wouldn't look so ugly. But there it is. Swatter in Breeding. This little battle unfolding. And it was Swatter who got DRS. So Breeding is once again disadvantaged. But it was a great little move from Swatter. And he now has to try create a little bit of a distance between them. The gap between Mike and Not Equal is really, really opening up. I don't know if there was a further mistake from Not then. But you can see down to 2.3 seconds. I think Mike's got the run on him here. And those super softs are just way too effective. Just unfortunate. It was a good little strategic battle happening. But Mike just needs to keep it clean from here. And I know he's capable of that. But some good racing there. Undercut not working. But he's clearly seen the advantage with the super softs at the end. So we're coming into the closing stages, and BP, I think he's going for another quickest lap here, putting on the quick tyre. He's going to come out way ahead of Mike. Mike's not even up to 1920 yet. So yeah, BP, huge advantage for him. There's 19. Turn number 20, and you can see the gap now between him and the pink car of Not 3.8. So Mike really putting in the good lap times here, and he may have to make the overtake on track, but it worked for him. Don't forget, after this, we've got reverse grid sprint race straight after this. So we'll have about 12 laps here of COTA. There is no strategy. It's all just racing from flag to flag. And who is the quickest on track over the short to distance. Positions 1 to 8 will be reverse grid. So 8th place will get pole position for race 2. Position 1 will start 8th. If you finishing behind 8th, you start in the same spot for race 2. So if you are new to the Formula 2 format, that's how things work. As you can see, Mike's increased that lead now 5 seconds. Now, I don't know if Kiwi, maybe, if he had a few more laps here, he might be able to pull in Not Equal here. But I don't think his interval is coming down quick enough at the moment to catch him before the end of the laps expire. He's only 2.5 seconds behind. And that's what 2.5 seconds looks like. Looks like an eternity for the driver. Because Kiwi here being on the super soft, he's possibly be able to put in a few quicker lap times here. And it does look like he's getting closer. We're coming up to the penultimate lap after this. Oh, a little bit wide from Kiwi then. The car didn't want to play ball at all. And he's run it wide onto the grassy stuff. And any work he'd done, he'd lost it then. He's going to now really have to put in the quick laps here. He's quickly running out of laps to put it into. But you can see, maybe Not Equal is under some pressure here. Because that time, 1.8 seconds, we could really be on for a really feisty end here. If Kiwi can just keep his car just as quick as he is right now, he's really making the time up on Not Equal. Still learning the game. Oh, no. It is no small feat to learn a new car, let alone a game, Craig. But Marcus clearly has those fundamental driving skills to be up where he is right now. But as you can see, maybe it is that little bit of time he hasn't had with the game, which might hurt him here at the end. Was he within the detection zone? Within a second, he wasn't. FNL1 Crazy Kiwi. He's so close to having a move on him here. He just needs to get on the power a little bit more smooth. that is what's costing him time here, and overall possibly this third place for race number 1. I think he's getting on the power a little bit too quickly, which is upsetting the weight and balance shift of the Formula 2 chassis, and which is ultimately losing Kiwi time here. Not equal, just needs to keep it calm. He should be able to defend this one. Oh yeah, the super soft at the end I think is the better option here at COTA, because it could work against Not Equal to start on the mediums. Sorry, to start on the quicker tyre. He wasn't able to make full use of the quick tyre at the start and get ahead the way I think he would have liked. That's probably what he was planning to do. Kiwi now, his final lap to make a move. And he's nice and close. He needs to get in within DRS, I think, to have a shot at any overtake now. But he's within a second, and he needs to keep it within that distance at the detection zone, which is just coming up. You'll see the line as we stay with them. The gap now 6/10. He's pulled him in quite a significant amount right now. Not equal. We'll be frantically checking the mirrors and wanting to keep this man at bay. But crazy Kiwi. There's the detection zone. He was within a second. So as we come around this corner, we'll come up to the DRS line. But there it is. And he was within a second at the detection zone, and he gets DRS now down the back straight for the final time on the final lap. Not equal, goes across to the inside to defend it. He's not taking any chances with Kiwi. Hot on his heels. And Not Equal right now, holding him off for third. There's only a few corners to go. BP is about to navigate the last and final corner for race number 1, and he's going to win this one. Unsurprisingly, once again, a commanding drive from BP V8, and he'll be happy with that win. But it's Not Equal and crazy Kiwi, which we want to keep an eye on. Crazy trying to go around the outside with, he's got the better grip. He might be able to do it here. Not Equal turns in. He's trying to block the run of Kiwi, but it's going to be a futile effort. And it's Kiwi on the final lap into the final corner. Not Equal tries to go for a redemption run. It's not going to work for him. They're going to be side by side. Equal's got him back, I think. And it must have been penalties and track limits that hurt Kiwi then. But what a finish. There was absolutely nothing in it between these two. And can't wait to see what the sprint race brings. Denoz goes 5th. And it will be Wardy Chill out into 6th place. Fly Swatter wasn't too far behind. Those super soft tyres really helping those drivers here at the end. Denoz getting dropped to 6th there. Wardy Chill 7th. Breedin coming around to take his checkered flag. And a little bit wide on exit. Careful. And there's confirmation. 8th place for Breedin. Major Dan. We saw him make a mistake out of turn 1. I think that's hurt him ever since he's done that. Unfortunate. And then it'll be HRT. Lukey D didn't get to start, but hopefully we get to see him for race 2, which is just happening straight after this. But it's BP who won race 1. He'll start 8th place for race 2. And it looks like it's Breedin who will go get reverse grid pole for the sprint race coming up. But what a first race it's been. Great little ending as well. Drama happening right at the death of the laps here at COTA. There's the winning car and the winning driver for race 1. Well, here's how all the penalties were handed out in the final positions. Best lap from BP in race 1, 148.7. No one really came close, except for Swatter, a 148.8. So he almost had it. Very interesting. And it was Mike and... Not Equal and Crazy Kiwi. And yeah, Kiwi had a few penalties which hurt him. And that's how Not Equal regained the podium at the end. But it is time for race 2. As you can see, the super softs on the end there working for Mike and BP. Didn't really work for Not Equal. We are here at the Circuit of the Americas. And if you are joining us, welcome along. This is the final round of the FNL1 Formula 2 eSports Championship. And my name is Josh Gahan here at the Demo 1 Garage. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget, if you haven't already, to like, share and subscribe to show us your love. I'd love to see plenty of likes out there. Twitch, Facebook and YouTube every time, so you can pick your platform. It looks like it's a bit of an overcast day here for race 2. So we'll have to see what that brings along with us. Now, we can quickly go over what the championship looks like, if it wants to work. There it is. As you can see, it was BP on top. And we think Lukey is the best amateur driver at the moment. But Denos and Major Dan, there's a bit of a gap there, but I think if Major Dan can finish way up the field, he could possibly finish ahead of Denos. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, it looks like Lukey's going for the Formula 2 amateur title, but BP definitely wins it outright. He's a Formula 1 driver as well, don't forget. But if you want to get involved from the F2, you're more than welcome to do so. We want to bring on a round number 2. So don't forget, they are the positions, the results up to this round number 12. But you can see BP's had a very successful season. Plenty of finishes on the top. And we had, that Baku round 2 was a DNS for everyone, where we had some issues there. But that hasn't affected anything, the final outcome at all. BP struggled at Silverstone and a little bit at Monaco. He did win the second race though. And early in the year as well, he was sort of getting the grips with things. Lukey got a win at Monaco for race 1. I wonder if you can do that here at COTA for race 2. What a way to finish the season. Here it is, the start of the race. It is moments away here on Demo 1, and it's starting to rain. You can see the droplets there falling. Breeden is going to be driving into the unknown for 11 laps. The field almost set, and they're going to want to get this one started quick smart, because things are about to get quite slippery for the drivers. I don't know how many have tested in wet weather conditions, but this one's going to be interesting. We're waiting and waiting. There's your lights. 5 lights, and they're out and racing for the final round. Race 2, the sprint race here for the Formula 2, FNL1 eSports. And it's Breeden off the front row. He's taking things a little bit cautiously, not equal, getting his car up into the middle of the pack. That is Kiwi out wide out of turn 1, and now it is a tussle between him, Mike, and Kiwi as they fight for position in this quickly wetting circuit, which could cause a bit of problem for some of the drivers here. Oh, we've had, I think that was Denos there getting a little bit wide through the S's at the start, but he's navigated that one quite effectively. And Mike gets around not equal before ending the first technical section in Sector 1. But Breeden leads the field right now, and we're just wondering just how much rain will we have. Not equal, gets up beside Mike right now into the apex. Mike gives him just enough room. They avoided contact, luckily. Oh, that was Major Dan. I think it's starting to get a little bit slippery. Denos there makes a move as well. Look at that, Kiwi down into 4th place. There's little tussles and battles happening all over the track. It's not equal up the inside of Mike right now. He gets the turn in done perfectly. They give each other just enough room. Not equal, not making it easy though. Oh, a little bit of a touch on the backside there. He'll get away with that one. As we come through, Fly Swatter wants a little bit of the action as well. Not equal, gets back up the inside for this double left-hander. Squeezes out Mike. Mike will not be happy with that one. And he's now tailing in behind. Not equal. This is the 2 we're very interested in at the moment. Oh, a little bit of understeer there for Mike. Fly Swatter as well, making things difficult. A few of the cars getting a little bit out of shape, and I think Major Dan's gone in for an early wet tyre, maybe intermediate. The front runners, though, not taking it. The skies are looking grey, and they're looking like they could open up at any moment. You can see there's water falling on the lens, but I don't think it's wet enough at the moment to really affect their grip levels too much. But we've got a really interesting sprint race here. The rain equalising everything as well. This is going to be a tricky section for the drivers. Kiwi, I think, has got a little bit more under control. He's up into 3rd. Mike's fallen back to 6th place. Breeden squeezes it through. Kiwi blocks the run of Denos now. I just saw Not Equal get involved then. Just saw the pink flash on the inside. I don't think Denos was expecting that one. But again, I think they got away with it. BP's on super soft tyres here. Does BP really think... I don't know if he's challenging himself here or what, but I didn't realise that BP's actually gone for a super soft run. Oh no, he's almost side-swiped Mike. No, it was Breeden or Denos then. Mike was behind, he's got around him. And these two putting on a great show. Look at Breeden, the 2 teammates right now. They're not teammates anymore. Good little racing here. And again, the rain. A huge unknown. And if it just gets a little bit harder here, we could have the closing laps. Very, very wet indeed. And Wardy Chills in front. Did not expect to see that one happen. Mike there, having to defend a little bit of an advancing run from Not Equal. He gives it his one back possibly. And now look at the 3 of them go up towards turn 1. They can brake super late. Maybe not as late in the wet. It could cause some issues for some of them. Not Equal's there. He wants the apex. Mike as well. He's been squeezed out, but they're giving each other just enough room. Fantastic racing from the 2 of them. I know there's been no love lost before, but it's so good to see them racing like this. Breeden, I think, might be struggling, and I think a lot of the drivers will begin to struggle now. It's looking like it's becoming really wet. There's not a drying line, so to speak, yet, and the track doesn't look shiny, and they're not making any rooster tails. But I think 1 or 2 more laps time, it could be intermediate times possibly. No one at the moment, I don't think, has had any serious issues with the grip levels. But getting on the power now with the water dropping could be an issue. He's Not Equal and Mike. Both got DRS. And Breeden will have to work out what he needs to do to defend. 3 wide now. And they both get around him, but it's these two once again. Side by side, line astern. And Mike has elbowed his way through there. And Not Equal's not gonna let that one happen by standing still. And look at this, 2 wide through some of the corners here. Oh, and Fly Swatter and Breeden as well. Similar situation with those two. And Lukey D is also on scene and ready to be a part of this racing action here. Lap number 3, and it hasn't stopped. It's so good. Sprint races always bring up things like this. And even at the front, we've got a swap of the lead as Kiwi gets it up the inside of Wardy Chill. Good little move. And Denos is here in 3rd place. And they're continuing on. Wardy Chill up the inside. Crazy Kiwi braking hard. I think Wardy Chill's got the move done there. Look at the power Denos was able to get down there. Kiwi was almost like he was standing still. Back down towards the Mike and Not Equal battle. And even Fly Swatter is involved. Oh, Fly Swatter, I don't know if he was getting a little bit of a back end spin then. Bit of a drift. Got to be careful now. Looks like it is really starting to become a bit of an issue. Still no drying line. But that water hasn't stopped dropping. We're now onto the 4th lap. And as you can see, it's really equalised the racing here tonight. I don't know if Mike had an issue with the weather grip then too. He went out a little bit squirrely. He's up behind his Denos. He's got the DRS to help him and assist in the overtake. He's going to be braking hard. Oh, Equal's there as well. I think Equal... Oh, look at that. I don't know how they gave each other enough room to do that. They fit 3 cars on that apex almost. Oh, he's Denos as well. He's going to have to get his elbows out. Not Equal is up in it. Fly Swatter getting pushed backwards as well. And at the moment, it is Wardy Chill from Kiwi, Mike and Not Equal. But Denos, Fly Swatter and possibly Lukey D all fighting now for 4th place. There's some great racing in race number 2, the sprint race. BP's down in 11th. I think he went for a bit of a challenge by putting on the super softs early. He's made up a bit of time, but he's still down in 11th place. Kiwi on the brakes hard here. Wardy's just going to let it happen into turn 1, and he will. And again, we've got a new leader. Super close racing here. Lap 5. We've got 8 to go. 8 laps remaining, including the one we're on right now. And anything can happen. As you can see, it is still raining. The heavens have opened up. Not so heavy they need to take the options when it comes to the compound. But you can see, right now, they're sort of dealing with it just fine. Mike going for a move. Possibly on his teammate. He didn't quite get that one done. I think Luke has been involved in a bit of a spin. So maybe it's starting to get a little bit wet. Kiwi leads this one. 1.2 second the lead. There comes Mike. A good little overtake with the DRS again. And there it is, Wardy now from the lead of this race down into 3rd place. Fly Swatter's gotten around. And as these two battle it on and duke it out, Not Equal's able to pull away and create a bit of a distance. And he can possibly now look to take 3rd place away from Wardy Chill. The gap closing on them every single corner, every metre they drive. Things are changing. BP's up to 10th place. So BP on the charge through now. He's on the super soft tyre while everyone else on the medium. As you can see, it is really starting to rain down now. Oh, bit of a late one. Don't know. Oh, does Andrew had an issue? It looks like it was going a bit slow. Don't know if he's lost any part of the car there at all, but that was why that yellow flag was seen. And now it's a race on for the front of the race. Look how quick Mike looks. He looks super confident through here. Once again, those curbs are going to become really dangerous if it gets wet enough. And it's still raining here at COTA. So at any point, it could really mix things up. One of the drivers gets caught out with the grip levels. They're all driving into an unknown here. None of them have had to do any practice at all in the wet. And you can see, oh, look at that. Mike is so close to crazy now. And we could have a new race leader in just a matter of seconds. DRS for Mike. And again, goes out to the inside. And an easy move. And there goes Wardy Chill down to 4th place. Not equal. Up into 3rd. He needs to keep it, he does. It's on the power smoothly, and he can start to pull away. And Crazy Kiwi, the next target for this man. In the green helmet. Just looking for a drying line here. We can't really see one yet. But it really looks like it's starting to rain. I think there's a slight drying line happening. Oh, those corners. I'm scared every time I hear them go over them. I feel like they're going to lose control. It can be like ice running over those corners in the wet sometimes. Here we go. We've got the top four right now. Well within second of each other. And DRS will be used. There's the detection zone. Sorry, that wasn't detection. It was a different line. I don't know what I was looking at. What I was thinking. I was thinking about DRS. That's what I was thinking about. Well, Lukey D has seen it. Look at that. We've got some of the drivers in for wets, I think. No. Lukey D's on the wet tyre, the blue stripes. Mikey now leads this one over Crazy Kiwi. And there you can tell, I think Not Equal's got the pace here in the wetter conditions. Rooster Tail's now starting to appear from the back of the car, so it's really starting to get wet. They're going to be struggling and fighting grip levels now. And it's who risks it for the final 4 or 5 laps. Or who just plays a safe game. Does it get wetter? Does the rain continue? Do they take that chance? Inside for Not Equal. And again, he's got the move done. He's now up into the top 2. Which is just Mike and Not Equal here right now. Kiwi. I think he'll want to have a crack at him though, but I don't know if he's got the confidence in the wet here to go for something. And get the power down when he needs to, but I know Kiwi's capable. So Andrew HRT's decided to go to wets as well. So some of the guys in the middle order are deciding it's wet enough. But it doesn't look like these top 3 are going to play that game at all. So they're chancing things now. So's Wardy Chill. Here we go. A very interesting lap indeed. The rain is really starting to fall now. And the lens is really starting to wear the water a lot more. Not Equal. Oh, Mike comes across. A little bit of a touch there from Not. I think he got caught out. But they've got to be super careful now as they run across these curbs. Anything could happen. Kiwi's been given a time penalty warning for multiple warnings. So if Wardy can get within close enough range, he could possibly take 3rd place off Kiwi here. This is going to be a very interesting finish now. The sprint race is almost done and dusted. And the rain, well, it's still going. You can see Not Equal overcorrecting it then. Back end got well out behind him. And this grip is what the drivers are going to be lacking here. And that's really going to affect the lap times. They're braking markers, their turn-in points, all of that. And they don't have a lot of time to adjust to that. They've got to do that on the fly. That's a difficult skill. But this is where experience really pays off if you've done the time and the practice in the wet. Because rain, well, it's considered an equaliser in this sport. And you can see why. It can really make what seems like a walk in the park's a really challenging race. And there's drivers that are better at it than others. And drivers that excel in the wet. And it looks like Mike's really got it covered here. He really does. Not equal. Giving chase though, and he's not far behind. He's just outside DRS, but he gets the wiggles on again once he hits the power down. I don't know if that's power application through the throttle. But then again, he wants to win this one. He needs to try everything he can. He needs to be the quicker driver. At the moment, it's Mike who's able to fulfill those duties. And you can see these two now starting to pull a little bit of a gap on Kiwi. But I'm sure the drivers are still asking themselves, when do I need to go into the pits yet? Is it still too wet? Am I going to lose too much time? Because if they pit, there's no time to make that time back at all. Is it going to stop raining? Are they going to be all right? You know, we've only got 2 to go after this one, so probably not, unless there's a monsoonal rains appearing and it just dumps it all in one go. Oh, Kiwi and Wardy chill. They're up side by side now. And I thought Kiwi might have been a little bit more secure in the third place than I thought, as Wardy really putting it to him here. Oh, there he goes. She spun around. Kiwi, I think, was caught out with the grip levels. And he's down into 4th place. Swatter gets around him as well. That's just hard racing. That's what happens as well, especially in the wet. Sometimes there's a winner and sometimes there's a loser. And Kiwi lost out then. Not equal. I think he's struggling a little bit out of there with traction. As you can see, the car looks a little bit slippery, slidey. But I must say, Mike's looking quite comfortable. At least the body language of the car looks pretty tacked onto the road here as we're onto the penultimate lap. We're quickly running out of time for not to make a move here. But it's been a very interesting race of wits as well. And it's been raining since the flag dropped 10 laps ago. Well, thank you for watching tonight. This is race 2, the FNL1 eSports Formula 2 Championship. And my name's Josh Gahan, your commentator and broadcaster here on Demo 1 Garage. Live on Twitch, YouTube and Facebook every time there's a race. So don't forget, you can pick us on your favourite platform. We'd love to see your support, and you can show that by hitting the like, or if you haven't already, like or subscribe as well, so you don't miss a thing. End of the season 1 though, it's been a very interesting affair. And at the moment, looks like Mike has got the edge on Not Equal. Here on the penultimate lap of this one, Wardy Chill has fallen off. Crazy Kiwi was up there, but he spun himself around a little bit, and he's lost all hope and chance of making something happen here. Not Equal looking for an alternate line here, maybe trying to find a bit of an opening that Mike is vulnerable to. Bit of corrective steering there. Got to be very, very gentle on the power now. If you're too trigger happy, you're just going to send the car in a spin. We saw that happen in slow time for Kiwi. It won't take much either. You can see Equal there, just gliding into the corners. He's not on the brake a lot. He doesn't need to be. He wants to keep the car's weight central as possible, and he's doing that by not stomping the brake when he doesn't need to. Anyway, he might get a move done here. Mike down into second. It is on between these two on the final lap. Equal, he chucked it up at the apex, and Mike gave him just enough room to squeeze in. But Mike, being the man he is, he's got the confidence and the power in that Formula 2 car. And he got the move done and back again. But it's going to be very, very interesting. It's a game of wits right here at the moment. Who is pressurizing who? Can someone pressurize the other into a mistake? It's all going to be answered for us in just a few laps' time. Not Equal's looking quick here. He's got the nose of the car up the inside of Mike. Mike's on the outside now, hitting the apex. The switch over. It's not going to happen. Elbows are out from both of these two. The rain light's flashing here as they're racing on a track with limited grip, and it's Not Equal who's just stolen it back here on the final lap. Mike will be looking for a go here, braking hard. And Not Equal, once again, he's there. We're quickly running out of corners. Mike gets the power down a little bit better. Not Equal on the outside. You can see he's really got the elbows out. The switch over there didn't quite work for Equal. He'd be very disappointed that happened. Oh, look at this. That's off circuit there, unfortunately. Not Equal. I think we'd have to give that position back. And he has. And now coming up Mike. Again, this is for the win of race 2 in the wet. Oh, look at the pace he's got through there. Oh, Mike comes back across again. Aggressive driving from the both of them, but they're both very determined and they want to get the win into the final corner. Not Equal. He's going to go for the inside move again. Oh, no way. Mike has been caught out, possibly. I don't know if there was contact. Oh, and Equal goes around at the end. He crashed on the death. It was very, very dramatic. But it was Wardy Chill who got third, but then Swatter came through, and he's claimed that with less penalties. And what a dramatic finish we had to the final race of Season 1. It was Mike and Not Equal, and, well, Mike actually got the win. I think Not Equal had a few track limit penalties, and that's caused him to secede first place. Fantastic race, though. It's been a fantastic series as well. And I hope you've enjoyed the first season of Formula 2, because we'd love to bring it back to you. And if you'd like to see anything happen for... well, my YouTube chat apparently stopped working, so I thought everyone had just been quiet and was... so enthralled in the race, but you weren't. You were. My YouTube chat stopped working. At least I think it has, anyway. Oh, you have. You've all been talking. I don't know why the chat stopped. I wasn't ignoring anyone. But there we go. Yeah, star of the show, Mike. What a race from Mike today. He's got to be super happy with that. But yeah, I was saying, if you've got any suggestions or maybe something you'd like to see for the future season, or if you want to get involved, make sure you go to FNL1 eSports.com and join the Discord there and get involved.